Keeping the deep and frightening ocean top of mind, I'd like to support another underappreciated monster at sea film. Last year I defended the cult classic Leviathan, and now I'd like to argue in favor of its spiritual brother, DeepStar Six. Twin films. Even if you don't know the actual term, you have definitely seen these in action. It's basically two films with roughly the same plot, general idea. Think The Prestige and The Illusionist, or Top Gun and Iron Eagle. The first time this popped up was in 1938, with Jezebel and Gone with the Wind. You know, both set during the Civil War, starring Southern gentlemen, you get the idea. For me, my first encounter was in 1997, when I had to decide between Dante's Peak and Volcano. I don't know why, as I was pretty young, but I chose the latter, and have regretted it ever since. I didn't support my bond. And, well, Pierce, I'm sorry. One, to learn from my mistakes, I chose wisely the next time, and enjoyed the hell out of Armageddon.
Take care of yourself. I love you, Barry, I love you!
What the phenomenon of twin films really boils down to is imitation, cash, and timing. When an idea, a script, is floating around and everyone thinks it looks like the next big hit, there is essentially an arms race to get something close made first. There is no better example of this than when my main man, Roger Corman, famously squeezed out Carnosaur, which I defended here, right before the mega hit Jurassic Park. you gotta love it. And so that brings me to DeepStar Six. Alien was still burning bright through Hollywood. And since James Cameron did the successful, some may even argue superior, Aliens, his next big film, The Abyss, was on the horizon and was making waves. No pun intended. Wrongfully assuming his aquatic adventure would lean more sci-fi horror, we got films like Lords of the Deep, DeepStar Six, and Leviathan. And I couldn't be more thankful.
Say ah, motherfucker!
Directed by Sean Cunningham, most famous for kickstarting my favorite horror franchise, Friday the 13th. DeepStar was his highest budget and most ambitious film. The first thing that Cunningham does that I've really come to appreciate is the time he spends developing this crew. Not having a famous star lead for this type of survival film may be its biggest downfall, but we do get a realistic sense of their command hierarchy, protocol, and, well, a bit of needed camaraderie.
You know, this is about the 20th time I've read this magazine. Man, I cannot wait to read a new one.
Yeah, or see a new movie.
Yeah, how about breeze and fresh air?
I tell you, 6 months at the bottom of the ocean, it's more than I bargained for.
It's national security for you.
Alien was one of the first blue-collar crews in danger where you really believed these people cared, respected, and worked with each other. But DeepStar does the low-budget version of this quite nicely. Miguel Ferrer, a name that I've been mispronouncing my whole life, is the biggest actor here and brings a believable stress and grumpiness that ties everything here together.
My eggs are cold.
Put it in the microwave. God, you complain.
He's had 6 months. I don't know why the Navy trusts this guy to put in a missile base. He's not in the Navy.
Listen, he's doing the best he can.
It's about time. You know, the shift change was supposed to be 20 minutes ago.
Well, good morning to you too, Snyder.
I really think this poor guy is overworked and ready to go home. The shift change banter is so relatable, I'd hit pause for a drink.
Johnny, my man, what'd it be like?
Yeah, another day in paradise.
A little reading material for me.
Oh, thank you. Listen, hey, I left something you're gonna like in your video machine.
Are we talking about Miss September?
Yes, in a word, nasty.
Is it hot?
Oh, it's hot.
Is it wet?
It's wet.
Is it smooth?
It's smooth.
Is it right?
Yes! You dog.
This film is filled with these little interactions that honestly take up more time than they should, but everyone gets their push and fleshes people out more than it should in a semi-low budget film like this. Matt McCoy plays Richardson, a fun-spirited engineer who will always be Lloyd Braun to me.
Another sale, Mr. Costanza. Chalk me up on the big board.
Good work, Braun!
Good for you, boy!
He doesn't overplay his nice guy charm and even has a love interest. No way a cutie like her would go for a guy like him, but their relationship isn't shortchanged for the sake of an emotional tug. If Lloyd Braun wants shower sex, and the shower sex seems earned, then Godspeed. Our main hero is McBride, played by a very 80s looking Greg Evigan. He has a familiar look, but I don't think he was in anything notable. As a no-name actor, he handles himself well as the guy most likely to fight the monster. McBride is in love with Joyce, and his basic arc is that he's a former wild guy who just can't see himself settling down.
I've never been in one place long enough to get to know somebody, let alone settle down.
But with the help of this adventure, he will.
Will you marry me?
Cunningham did a great job with casting this. Look at that haircut. It's great. That is a man not meant for just one woman. He's the kind of guy that would have a cool apartment, maybe exposed brick. His bed would be in the wall, a real party animal. The beautiful Scarpelli is a no-nonsense woman who tells the project leader he is wrong. She thinks they should study the recently discovered cavern, and if she was able to do her job, she wasn't.
You've got to let me go out there.
No, I'm too far behind schedule.
My work is just as important to me as yours is to you.
Miss Scarpelli.
They may have discovered the beast within a bit sooner. Strong, beautiful, and a small brunette. She is my favorite. Ah, shit. After an unmanned probe goes missing, while exploring the now mostly collapsed cavern, the monster shows up. Not as bad looking as one would expect with a mid-range budget, though I do like it better than Leviathan's, even if that was more the Thing in style. The monster here isn't really the driving conflict. I mean, it's kind of, but really it's the damaged station from Snyder's misreading of the protocol. That is their biggest threat.
I mean, causing 2 nuclear explosions in one afternoon has to be some kind of wreck.
Hey, fuck you, pal! I followed procedure, okay?
Snyder,
Oh,
slow
fuck
down.
you fucked up.
And that is what really differentiates DeepStar Six from the other twin films. This sort of feels like a disaster thriller, with a monster added at the last minute. Around an hour, give or take, we get our first actual glance, and it only comes around a few times after. Miguel's character screwing up is the source of all conflict.
Pardon my ass all the way to hell.
Which is why I think this could have worked well as a disaster movie. The monster isn't even the cause of death for everyone. The captain dies a gruesome death by a faulty hatch. Van Gelder is accidentally killed by Snyder. And he himself dies by compression. Between the malfunctioning station, the flooding, and all-around panic, I always thought this movie owed more to the Poseidon Adventure and Earthquake than to Alien and Jaws. Evigan had a real presence as McBride. His charm and kempt beard made him a great lead. And despite having a familiar face and 80s good looks, he never really took off. Miguel, a great character actor, gets to play against type. He plays cocky better than most, and has a wit to match. Whether it's doing coke off a girl's tits, writing blank checks, or tearing apart rural America.
Well, I've had about enough of morons and half-wits, dolts, dunces, dullards, and dumbbells. And you chowderhead yokel, you blithering hayseed, you've had enough of me.
Well, if you don't want 2 black guys on a regular basis, I suggest you make some kind of peace with rural life.
Great. After the square dance, maybe we can all take a hayride.
But here, he's weak, a coward. So if you want a good summer double bill, or if you just want to revisit a well-executed, if not misrepresented, deep-sea thriller, then check out DeepStar Six. With its practical effects, solid beat cast, and whoa, hold up. My Two Dads. My Two Dads. Hey babe, he's from My Two Dads. That's why you should watch this. Dad number 2. Let's be fair. Paul Reiser plays second fiddle to no one. Fights a monster, avoids drowning, and saves the day. And, you know, that beard.